Excel function level 2 and working with data. So when I say Excel function level 2, here we have all kind of logical functions which include if, and, or, not, and combining multiple conditions using nested ifs, and then covering various statistical functions like count, count A, count blank, count if, average, average if, sum if, and sum ifs. And then we have few more statistical functions like min, max, small, large, median, and mode, and then we have various special techniques. So this is one of the module called Excel function level 2, and after this we will go to the next module, which is working with data, wherein we will cover different features like the sorting the data, which can be on a single field, multiple fields, customized order by importing the list, extracting data using different kind of filters, linking the data, linking the sheet workbook and external object through hyperlink, importing and linking the data from external sources, data representation using tables, and removing duplicate entries from the data. So these are the two modules. One is the working with data, and the second one is Excel function level 2, which we have to cover today. So let's start with this Excel function level 2. And for this, let's come to that Sun Life training folder. And today all of you open this file, which is function level 2. All of you just come to this file called function level 2. Just open this file. I hope everyone has opened this file, which is function level 2, right? Yes. Okay. So let's start now. In this file function level 2, you can see we have certain filters enabled by default. So let's first turn off those filters by simply going to data tab and click on this filter option to disable these filters.
What shortcut we can use to put this filter? If there is any shortcut?
Just press Alt A T. Alt A T. You can use Alt A T to enable the filters, and then you can use the same shortcut Alt A T to disable that filter option. But press Alt, then A, then T, one by one.
Done.
Now, if you see this one, here we have ID numbers, names, locations, day, date. We have transaction value in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then we also have a total transaction. So now if you see on the right hand side here, we have a column with a status 1. And if I place my cursor on that, you can see we have a comment. Now what is the comment here? Comment is premium if total is more than 25,000. So in my column K, we want to show a status of all the IDs, and here we want to show premium if the total transaction is more than 25,000. Correct? That is what we want. Premium if total is more than 25,000, and then if the transaction value is less than 25,000 or equal to 25,000, so I can make it like a standard. But premium if it's more than 25,000. So here, what we have to do, we have to show status as a premium or a standard on the basis of my total transaction value. If the total transaction value is more than 25,000, then we want here premium, otherwise we want standard. Right? So whenever we have a condition, for that we always use if function. Whenever we have a condition, we always use if function. And if function requires 3 arguments. What? Please mute yourself. And if you want to ask something only, then please unmute. So when I say if function, it requires only 3 arguments. Logical test, that means the condition which you want to define, comma, value if the condition is true, comma, value if the condition is false. So what is our condition? If the total transaction, which is J2, is greater than 25,000. If J2 is greater than 25,000, comma. After, oh, you want to ask something from me? Okay. So if J2 is greater than 25,000, this is my condition. Now value if true and value if false. So what should be the value if the condition is true, comma, what should be the value if the condition is false? So value if true, if this is true, I want premium. But premium is a text value. Premium is a text value, and whenever we have a text, we always use a double quotes. So in double quotes, let me type premium. In double quotes, let me type premium, comma, value if false. So what should be the value if the condition is false, which means the condition value is less than or equal to 25,000. In that case, we output as standard. So this is my simple if function. If J2 is greater than 25,000, if the condition is true, so I want premium, else I want standard. And now when I press enter, the first one is standard because the value is less than 25,000. And when I copy the formula down, I can see now this one is premium because this is 30,500, more than 25,000. Similarly here, row number 18, row number 19, I can see premium because the values are more than 25,000. Got it? Yes. If function, if the condition is true, so what is the value you want? Else what is the other value you want? Once I have done this, so you can see here, few IDs are premium and few IDs are standard. Now, if I go to status 2, we have one comment here, not condition. So in Excel, we also have a function called not. And what is the purpose of not? Not means if the condition is not true. So in my K column, we have said if this condition is true, if J2 is more than 25,000. With my if function, I can also use a not function. So if this condition is not true, then what you want? So in Excel, we have a function called not to say that if this is not true. To do that, let me use the same function again if. But within if function, let me call another function called not. within if, let me call my another function called not. If not J2 is greater than 25,000, close the bracket of not here. So within if, in my logical test, I'm using a not function, wherein I'm saying if not J2 is greater than 25,000, which means if J2 is not more than 25,000, comma. So if not function is true, if not function is true, so then what we want? So then we want standard. Else what we want? We want premium. Are you able to understand this or not? So when I said not, which means if this is not true, so then what you want? Of course, I want a reverse value, which is standard. Otherwise, I want premium. And now when I press enter, so now whenever you have multiple brackets, it will ask you always that you are not putting the closing bracket. Do you want to correct this? Simply click on yes, and Excel will put the closing bracket for you. Same output, but here we are testing this with if the condition is true, and here we are testing if the condition is not true. Clear? Now once we have done this, after this, the next is status 3. And in status 3, this is showing me we want status as a premium if all the weeks are minimum 5,000 and total is more than 25,000. So here also we want to show premium, but now premium will come only when all the weeks are minimum 5,000 and total is more than 25,000, which means in every week F2, this should be more than 5,000. G2 should be more than 5,000, H2 should be more than 5,000, I2 should be more than 5,000, and this total should be more than 25,000. So when all these 5 conditions are true, when all the 5 conditions are true, only then I want premium this time. Now we don't have a single condition, we have multiple conditions, and we have 5. And if all the 5 conditions are true, only then I want to show premium. So let me again open if function. But now we don't have a single condition, we have multiple conditions. And we want that all the condition must be true. So we have 5 conditions and we want all the 5 conditions must be true. So whenever we have multiple conditions and you want to see that all the condition must be true, for that in Excel we have another function called AND, which I will call inside my if function. So within if, now I'm calling my AND function, and here I will define all my 5 logical tests, which is my F2, right? So F2 should be greater than 5,000, comma G2 should be greater than 5,000, comma H2 should be greater than 5,000, comma I2 should be greater than 5,000, and comma J2 should be greater than or equal to 25,000. So within if, in my logical test, because I have multiple conditions and we want all the conditions to be true, so within if I'm calling an AND function, and AND will do the same thing. So if AND will return true when all the 5 conditions are true. otherwise and will return false. So comma. Now value if true. So what should be the value if this entire AND function is true? So then in double quotes, I want premium, else in double quotes, I want standard. So this is the function, and now when I press enter, first one is standard. And in fact, this time you will find majority of them as a standard because we are testing every week also. In every week, it should be more than 5,000 and the total should be more than 25,000. So if I copy the formula down here, now I'm not able to drag it down. Can you see that? So I'm not getting that plus sign to click and drag. Have you seen this kind of a issue on your computer at any point of time? So if you're not getting this plus sign to drag it down, what we have to do is simply go to file and then go to options. Simply go to file, go to options, and here you can see in my advanced, if this enable fill handle and cell drag and drop, if this is disabled, you have to enable it. So I've come to file, options, and then I've come to advanced, and here you have to ensure that this option must be on. And when this is on, just click on OK. But I'm still not getting that. Let me save it, close it for a minute, and let me reopen the file. Yes, now I'm getting it. And now I simply copy this down. Now you can see majority of them are standard because now we are checking every week as well. In every week, the transaction value should be more than 5,000. But this one, this is premium, row number 139. Why? Because now you can see in all the 4 weeks, the value is more than 5,000 and the total is also more than 25,000. Similarly, here also in this row number 149, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 weeks, the transaction value is more than 5,000 and the total is more than 25,000. So you have multiple conditions and we want premium only when all the conditions are true, which means all the weeks should have more than 5,000. Got it?
Yes.
Now when I've done this, if I go to status 4, premium if at least 1 week is more than 5,000. Forget about this comment for a minute. Here what we have done, we have used if and AND function And why I have used and? Because I have 5 conditions, and will return true when all the 5 conditions are true. Now let me write the same formula here again, but this time instead of and, let me call or function. Instead of and, let me call or function. So F2 more than 5,000, G2 more than 5,000, H2 more than 5,000, I2 more than 5,000, and J2 more than or equal to 25,000. Close the bracket here of or. If this is true, so I want premium, else I want standard. This is what we discussed. So if and then or, everything is same. I've defined all the 5 conditions, but instead of and, I've used or. So what this or will do? Or will see all the conditions, and even if one condition is true, out of these 5, even if one condition is true, or will return true. And in that case, the output will be premium, which means now out of 5, all 5 need not to be true. Out of 5, only one. Now at least one, not only one, at least one. Which means we can also have more than one, but at least one condition must be true. And if at least one condition is true, it will return premium. So I think this time we will have majority of IDs as a premium, because out of 5, we want at least one. So when I say here premium, so this is premium, and then here you can see majority of them as a premium, because now we are saying out of 5, we want at least one. But I can still see standard here, row number 4, row number 5. So if why I'm getting here standard, because if I go on the left hand side, you can see here all these one, here everything is less than 5,000, and the total is less than 25,000. And for the second one, everything is 0. So at least one condition must be true to get the output as a premium. Clear or not clear?
Yeah.
So we have seen if, then we have seen not, then we have seen if and then we have also seen if and or. Now after this, what I want here, so I am saying out of these 5, at least one condition must be true. Right? So here on the right hand side, I would like to now count that in how many weeks the transaction value is more than 5,000. Are you getting my point or not? So we have 4 weeks, and I want to see that, I want to see here that out of these 4, in how many value, in how many cells, in how many weeks the transaction value is more than 5,000. To do that, okay, first do one thing. This column number of weeks with minimum 5,000, just cut this from here and bring it before ratings. Insert cut cells. Just change the sequence. So now, once we have done it, now I want to count that out of these 4 weeks, in how many weeks the transaction value is more than 5,000. To do that, in Excel we have a function called countf. In Excel we have a function called countf, wherein we can have a range and the criteria. So in which range you want to count and the criteria you want to count. So my range is all those 4 weeks, which is my F2 to I2. In this range I want to count, comma, and the criteria which we want to count is more than 5,000. So in double quotes, greater than 5,000. The function is count if the range, comma, in double quotes I want more than 5,000. Is it clear? And now simply enter. And now when I copy the formula down, so I can see. For the first one, it is showing me only 1. So out of these 4, only in 1 week the transaction value is more than 5,000. That is week number 3. And for the second one, this is showing me 2. Why 2? Because week 2 and week 3, they both have the transaction value more than 5,000. But if I go to week 3, the third one and fourth one, this is 0 because it is not more than 5,000. But here again, in 1 week, which is week 3, the value is more than 5,000, and that is 1 here. So this is my function called count if. And yesterday you asked me this, that why I'm getting this green color. So I told you how we can remove it, right? So let me first select all my data, shift control down. And when this entire range is selected, I'll simply go here. And from here, let me click on ignore the error. Let me click on ignore the error. And now you can see here that for each ID, in how many weeks the transaction value is more than 5,000. The function is countf. After this, the next is ratings. And if you see my rating comment here, this is showing me if the total transaction is less than 10,000, then we want a rating as a C. But if the transaction is in between 10,000 to 20,000, we want B. From 20,000 to 30,000, we want B plus. From 30,000 to 35,000, we want A. And if it's more than 35,000, we want A plus. So how many conditions we have? 5. We have 5 conditions. But this time, for every condition, we have a different output. We have 5 conditions, and for every condition, we have a different output. So here what I want is, I want to check my total value, and on the basis of that, I want to show the rating here. So it's equal to if function if my logical test, which is J2 total transaction, is less than 10,000, if J2 is less than 10,000, comma, value if true. So what should be the value if this condition is true? So less than 10,000, what we want? We want C. But C is a text value. So that C, I will put it here in my double quotes. If J2 is less than 10,000, comma, if this condition is true, I want C, comma, value if false. So what should be the value if this condition is false? So if this is false, which means the value is more than 10,000, correct? So in that case, check the second condition. In the first part, check the second condition. If J2 is less than 20,000, if J2 is less than 20,000, which means the value is more than 10,000 and less than 20,000. So in this case, the output we want is B. B, comma, value if false, if this is false. So again check the condition, which is if J2 is less than 30,000, which means more than 20,000 and less than 30,000. In this case, I want B plus. In this case, it's B plus, comma. If this is false, so again if function, if J2 is less than 35,000, if J2 is less than 35,000, if this is true, we want A, comma. If this is false, which means the value is more than 35,000. So if the value is more than 35,000, what I want? I simply want A plus. So here I'm not starting one more if function. What I'm saying is if this is less than 35,000, I want A, but if this is more than 35,000, I simply want A plus. I don't need one more if function here. And now when I press enter, you want to correct this, you have to put all the closing bracket, click on yes. And now you can see here, for the first one, this is B. Why B? Because the total transaction value is in between 10,000 to 20,000. And now similarly, I can see the rating for all my IDs. And this concept is called nested if.